Diyos Marinalda po sa Indagubos mga tugang, ipalagos po niya to ang sa tuyang leksyon about radical expression. Ini po si Landa Assistant and ang sa tuya pong topic is about addition and subtraction of radical expressions. Punanta po sa radical na bistado tana, ini pong square root of 2. Ang sarap pong apod kayo ng square root of 2 is a third. Samantalang, ang square root of 4 is not considered as a third. Ano po ang pagkakaiba ninda? Ang square root of 4 po, pwede niya itong masimplify as 2. So masabi niya ito na ang square root of 4 is a rational number, whereas square root of 2 resulted to a non-terminating, non-repeating decimal. Mayo po siya ning katapusan. And importante yung pong marain ng concept kang third sa pag-add and subtract ng polynomials. Pero bago po kita mag-add, magiling pa kita ng sarong example. Halimbawa, igwa kita ng cube root of 8. Is cube root of 8 a third or not? Hilingon ta po ang simplified form niya. Mahiling po niya to na ang cube root of 8 pwedeng isulat na cube root of 2 times 2 times 2. Then huli po, taining 8, pwedeng isulat as 2 times 2 times 2. And in exponential form, ining tulong 2's multiplied by itself, magiging 2 raised to the third. And ini pong form na ini, yung inaabutan perfect nth factor. Parehas ang index of the radical and ang exponent kang radicand. Equivalent ini sa fractional exponent 2 raised to 3 over 3. Pwede ta pong i-divide ang 3 by 3 tanganing maging 1. Ang resulta niya po is just whatever is the base. So ang result po kayo ni is 2 raised to 1 or simply 2. Ninhulit ang cube root of 8 pwedeng i-simplify as 2 and 2 is a rational number. Then ang cube root of 8 is a rational number and it is not a third. Halimbawa, igwa kita ning cube root of 16. Ano po siya, third or bako? Well, i-simplify po niya to. Ang 16 na radicand, pwedeng isulat na 8 times 2. And using our product property of radicals, kung igwang factors 8 and 2 under the radicals, pwede ta siyang split into 2 radicals. Ang kada saro sa enda, may parehas na index 3. So, duwa na po siyang radicals. Ini pong cube root of 8, alam niya to na ang value niya is 2. So, ining cube root of 8, pwede ta ining sanglian ning 2. So, ang result po is 2 times copy cube root of 2. Iyon na po na ang inaputang concept na multiple copies of a third. Igo po kitang duwang cube root of 2. So, ini pong concept of simplifying a radical into multiple copies of third. Iyo po yan ang pinaka-importanting concept, a preliminary step bago kita maka-add or subtract ng radical expressions. Ninuli po, ang rule for addition and subtraction of radicals is that only like radicals or thirds can be added or subtracted. Bako gabos na paano ang radical thirds. Para maintindihan ta po yan, let's have an example. Halimbawa, igwa kita ning square root of 2 plus another square root of 2. Ano po ang sayang sum? Igi po, ang gusto sabihin kayo, we have one copy of square root of 2 and we have another one copy of square root of 2. So, a total of 2 copies of square root of 2. So, ang simple pwede is square root of 2 plus square root of 2 is equal to 2 square root of 2 because we have 1 square root of 2 plus another 1 square root of 2 that is equal to 2 square root of 2. Next. Kung igwa po kita ng square root of 2 plus square root of 3, ano po ang pwede tang gibuhon? You know, sabi ta, only like radicals can be added or subtracted. And ano po ang mga like radicals? They are radicals with the same radicand. Here, the radicand are different. So obviously, they are not like radicals. And they must have the same index. Ang index po igdi is 2. Ang index manigdi is 2. Parehas po kataan sa indang indices, but their radicands are different. So, that means these are not like radicals. So, yun na po ni ang satuyang final answer. Ang common misconception po kang kadaklan ng mga estudyante as they transition from arithmetic to algebra is that they expect na ang simbag is only one number. But in algebra po, maka-encounter ka mo ning kadakol na cases na ang simbag is composed of more than 2 terms. Halimbawa, ang final answer ta is a binomial. Pwede man trinomial. And ang guidelines na lang is kung bako sinang like, dahil mo pag-combine. Bayaan mo na lang siyang araw kayan. So, yan po ang sa tuyang final answer. Sunod pong example, halimbawa, ikaw kita ng square root of 2 plus cube root of 2. Marisa po nindo na ang sa indang radicand pareho. Square root of 2 and square root of 2. Pero ang index po is 3. Ang index po implied na 2. So, they are not the same. And therefore, we can no longer combine these two radicals. Iyon na po yan ang sa tuyang final answer. Mas puzzle po ko ta kung permisa na sinang bakong like radical. So, as in bag, iyon na mismo itong given problem. Halimbawa po, ikaw kita ng square root of 2 plus square root of 8. Ano po ang sign ng indices? Ang index po igdi is 2, ang index igdi is 2, parehas ng indices. Pero ang radicand igdi is 2, ang radicand igdi is 8. So, obviously, 2 is not equal to 8. So, ang isipon ta naman po is, yun na yan ang final answer. Bako po yan aron kayan. Ma-attempt po muna kita na i-simplify ining mas complicated form. And hilingon ta kung pwede ining isurat as multiple copies of square root of 2. Na makonect po naman sa pig-abotang multiple copies of surds na concept. So, i-simplify ta po ang square root of 8. Aron po kayo niya ang gibuhan ta. Kopyaw ng square root of 2 and isurat ang 8 as 4 times 2. Copy the same radical symbols. Then, girumdum mo tagiray ining product property of radicals. Ikaw kita igding product 4 times 2, pwede ta silang split into 2 radicals connected by a multiplication symbol. So we have square root of 4 times square root of 2. Pag tinaid po sinda na maayong symbol, ang gusto sa mga is multiplication. Pero ang square root of 4, aram ta na 2. So, pwede ta pa siyang masimplify as square root of 2 plus 2 square root of 2. Hilingon po niyo na ining square root of 4 equal siya sa 2. So, pig-simplify ito po si square root of 4. Then, ano na po ang gusto sabihin kaining result na ini? Ang gusto sabihin kaini, ikaw kita ang 1 copy of square root of 2 and 2 copies of square root of 2. Since square root of 2 and square root of 2 are like radicals, pwede ta pasindang i-combine or i-add or i-subtract depende kung ano ang operation. So, we now have here 1 plus 2, so yan ang 3, then copy the common third square root of 2. So, ang interpretation po kanya is sarong square root of 2 saka sarong square root of 2 equals tulong square root of 2. And that is now our final answer. So, yan po ang paagi kang pag-add or subtracting radicals. Dapat only like radicals can be added or subtracted. And kung bako sindang like radicals, attempt to simplify them so that they can be multiple copies of the same surds. Let's have another example. Halimbawa po, igwa kita ning 2 square root of 18 plus 3 square root of 8. Ito po, may linggiray nito na square root of 18 and square root of 8, bako po sindang pareho. Pero sabi ta, isimplify tango na baka lamang parehas sindang surds. So, kopyawan ko na si given problem. And ining 18, pwedeng isurat na 9 times 2. Ining 8, pwedeng isurat na 4 times 2. All the rest are copied. Then, gamitan graphic ang product property of radicals is split ini into 2 radicals as square root of 9 and square root of 2. Copy si 2 sa luwas. Iyon mo po ang gibuhanig ni sa 2. Square root of 4 times square root of 2. Then, isimplify ang 9 as 3. Maging na siyang 2 times 3. Copy square root of 2. Isimplify man po ang square root of 4 as 2. So, we have 3 times 2. Copy square root of 2. Then, i-multiply 2 times 3 is equal to 6. Copy square root of 2. 3 times 2 is also 6. Copy square root of 2 and copy the addition symbol. Then, we now have like radicals. Square root of 2 and square root of 2 are like radicals. So, all you have to do is add the numerical coefficient 6 and 6 here to get 12 copies of square root of 2. So think of this as 6 copies of square root of 2 plus another 6 copies of square root of 2 equals 12 copies of square root of 2. And that is now our answer, which is letter A. Sunod pong example. Halimbawa, igwa kita ng 3 square root of 24 minus square root of 24. Saktong-sakto, ini pong square root of 24, parehas kayo ng square root of 24, so they are like radicals. Not necessarily mean like surds, but they are like radicals. So, pwede ta silang i-combine. I-copy mo na ang problem. Igwa kita iging 3, may igding number, ang implication po kayan is may 1 igdi. So 3 minus 1 is equal to 2, and then copy square root of 24. But square root of 24 is not yet in its simplified form. So i-simplify ito po. Isurat ta ang 24 as 4 times 6. Ding huli po ta ang 4 is a perfect square. That is 2 squared. Then, applying the product property, split them into 2 radicals. And square root of 4 is equal to 2. So you have 2 times 2, copy square root of 6. And then multiply 2 times 2 to get 4. And copy square root of 6. So our final answer is 4 square root of 6, which is letter B. Sarap pa pong example. Halimbawa, igwa kita ng 2 square root of 20 plus 3 square root of 5. Sa po mahiling girahin nito na ining square root of 20 saka ining square root of 5, they are not like radicals. Pero ang technique na po is, isimplify ngo na ining square root of 20. Baka lamang igwa dyan ng square root of 5. So kopyahon, split ang 20 as 4 times 5, kopyahon ang sunod. Then, using product property of radicals, gibong girahin ng duwang radicals, square root of 4 and square root of 5, all the rest are just copied. Then, square root of 4 is equal to 2, so magi siyang 2 times 2 times square root of 5, copy 3 square root of 5, and then 2 times 2 is equal to 4. Copy all the rest. And you now have here like radicals. 4 copies of square root of 5 plus 3 copies of square root of 5 equals obviously 7 copies of square root of 5, and that is letter A. Next example po. Ngunyan igwa na kita ang trinomial. 2 square root of 96 minus 2 square root of 24 minus 2 square root of 72. So gabos na mga radicals po, as written, they are not like radicals. So, i-simplify ta ng na sindang tulo. Ang problema ng ganyan is paano ta sinda i-simplify. Ang sarong technique po dyan is ilista mo itong mga perfect squares from 1 to 9, at least 1 to 9. Then, you are going to express this 96 as product of two numbers such that one of those numbers is any of these perfect squares. So, hindi, ining 96 po, pwede ta siyang isurat as 16. Ini pong 16 hindi, times 6. Don't worry about the 6. This could be not one of these perfect squares as long as ikaw po ning saro na perfect squares. Yung po yung 24, pwede ta siyang isurat na 4 times 6 and 4, yan po hindi. And 6 na ang common hindi, baka pwede man inisurat na 6 times something. But unfortunately, dahil po, ang nangyari is 36 times 2. 36 is a perfect square. Then, apply the product property and simplification. Mahiling po nindo igdi na ang square root of 16 is 4, copy square root of 6. Ang square root of 4 is 2, copy square root of 6. And ang square root of 36 is 6, copy square root of 2. Kumbaga, lalaktawan ta na po ang sarong step nganing makaskas po ang proseso ta. Tayan po ang sikreto sa math. Pag master naman nindo, dahil naman do kay po isurat gabos na mga steps. Just do them mentally. Then here, 2 times 4 is 8, so 8 square root of 6. Do the same thing for the other two terms. Igdi negative 2 times 2 is 4, copy square root of 6. Igdi negative 2 times 6 is negative 12, copy square root of 2. Square root of 6, square root of 6, they are like radicals. We can combining. So, 8 minus 4 is 4. Anong gigibon ta igdi? Bako siya pareho kay itong dua, so makikita ang maginibukayan, kopyahan na lang. And, yan na po ang satuyang final answer. So, the final answer is letter B. Arog po kayan ang proseso kang pag-add or subtract ng mga radicals. Let's have another example. Halimbawa, ikaw kita ng 2 times the square root of 3x cubed plus 5x times the square root of 3x. Mahiling po nito, igwa na igdi ng mga variables. Pero, bako yung problema. Ang proseso po, parehas mangganaray. Just treat these variables as if they are numbers. So, ano po kayong gibunta? Ninhuli, ang 3x cubed sa 3x, bakong like radicals, isimplify ta po una sinda. Ano pong simplification ang pinitang magibo? Ang index po igdi is 2. Ang exponent exists 3. Para makaigwa kita ng perfect nth root, dapat ining exponent sa laog divisible ka itong index. So, ang ginibota po is split ta ining x cubed into x times x squared. Ninghuli po ta ang x to the first times x to the second is just equal to x to the third. Kung sabi po, ining part na ini, human lang siya si x cubed. Si iba, kinopya lang. Then, ining sa too, kopyahan lang. Then, ini pong x squared, saka si index igding 2, ikaw kitang square root of x squared, which is equal to x. Tama, cancel ta itong index saka ining exponent. Ang matanda na lang po ining 3x. So, isurat na po ang kumpletong steps para masundan nindo. Iyon na ni si 2. Ining 3x na ini, yun na po ining 3x na inig di. And ining x squared na ini, yun na po ining x squared na inig di. So, pig-split na lang sinda sa duwang radicals. Ang reason is this is a perfect square. And ang perfect square, igwang exact square root. Kopyahan lang itong sa to. So, ang simplified form na igdi is 2 times x. Then square root of x squared is x. Kopyahan mo lang po sinatatada. And voila, we now have like radicals. It's magic. So all we have to do is add 2x plus 5x and kopyahan po itong common factor na square root of 3x. Then 2x plus 5x is equal to 7x. And ang final answer to po is 7x times the square root of 3x. Ganyan po, ma-display ako ng dosing practice exercises na may mga simbag na po. Ang gibon lang po nindo is i-attempt po nindong i-solve ang problem and i-check kung makuha nindo ang tamang simbag parehas kang nasa answer key. So ito pong first 4 exercises igdi, sinda itong mga easy part. Halimbawa sa number 1, 2 square root of 5 plus 2 square root of 5. So like radicals na sinda, aram nindo na i-add lang ining 2 plus 2. Kaya obviously ang simbag is letter B. Then i-post po nindo ang video and kung tapos na po kamo, balyo kita naman sa average problems. So yun na po ni ang sa tuyang apat na problems categorized as medium difficulty. So, hindi kayo pa nindong magpili kung anong pwedeng i-add. Hindi, dapat i-simplify. Baka ilamang igwa ng like radicals, yung manigdi simplify nga una, the same with number 8. Then, sa difficult part po, yun na ini. So, 12 po gabos ng mga examples, and pag nakuha po nindo ang mga simbag, i-check kung parehas ka ining sa tuyang answer key. So, salamat pong maray, as in, dahil po makalingaw na mag-subscribe po sa tuyang Facebook page at Bicol Math Avenue. Ang Bicol Math Avenue po, nagpo naman sa YouTube. Ang sa tuyang pangalan is Bicol Math Avenue also in YouTube channel. And ang sa tuya pong English YouTube channel, ang Math Avenue, and ang sa tuya pong Facebook page, Assistant in German Academy. Igi po kita, medyo may dakol-dakol ng mga subscribers. Sa ganyan po, labi ng 150,000 ang sa tuyang followers, and kadakulo na po igding mga videos. Pero nasa English language po igding. So, salamat pong maray. Ini po giray si Landa Assistant, taga Calabanga.